Good morning, guys. It's Monday morning. It's the first school day of the year for most children, and of course, that means a whole lot more responsibility for us parents. I am here in Proverbs chapter 6, and I'm reading from verse number 6, where it says, take a lesson from the ants, you lazy bones. Learn from their ways and become wise. Though they have no prince or governor or ruler to make them work, they labor hard all summer, gathering food for the winter. But you lazy bones, how long will you sleep? When will you wake up? A little extra sleep, a little more slumber, a little more folding of the hands to rest. Then poverty will pounce on you like a bandit. Scarcity will attack you like an armed robber. Now, this is I know the last part of this from by heart from very small. A little sleep, a little slumber, and poverty shall come upon you. And that's one of the things that my mother would normally use to get us out of bed early in the mornings as children growing up. But here it is. What I want to talk about today is pushing in the work. As he says here, take a lesson from the ants. And he calls the person he's addressing, he says, lazy bones. Learn from them and become wise. And it's true. When you check it, the ants, I mean, as we see, there's no big ruler or whatever, but they're one of the most diligent creatures that God has created. And they fetch, I think, up to like how many times their body weight in stuff. In other words, when they work really hard, and nobody has to. An ant is always doing something. An ant is always going somewhere, looking for something. If you just see this one ant, he's never just there, just chilling. He's always going somewhere, looking for something, and working most times for the greater good of whatever nest he's in. And the thing about it is that many times we want the reward without pushing in the work. So I want to encourage us today, those who are going back to school and university and different things and so on, to remember that you got to push in the work. If you want to see the results, you got to push in the work. If you don't, he shows the result. No man, like most kids when this morning when they're stretching and want to turn back on the other side because it's been 2 months they've been home doing just that. But if that becomes your habit all the time, where you don't want to get up and start doing the work, where you don't want to push in the effort it takes, then, as he says, poverty will come upon you like an armed robber, like a bandit. In other words, it's going to look as if everything is going okay, but then you're going to realize that the people around me are moving ahead, but I'm not. The kids around me are getting better grades, but I'm not. Things, everybody else and everything around me is moving forward, but I'm not. Don't get caught up in being lazy. Push in the work it takes, push in the effort. When you think about it and we look at all the big, persons, the wealthy ones and so on, when you check on it, you realize that there was a time, a period in their life where they pushed in the work to get to where they are today. And many people look at their current success and think like, wow, I'd love to get there. But you gotta remember that you gotta push in the work. Be diligent. Be like the ant. Ensure that you're always doing something, that you're always ensuring that you're storing up. It's not about having fun all the time. For some kids, they're excited. Oh, it's back to school, a lot of fun. Yes, there's going to be a lot of fun, but there's a time and place for everything. And there's going to be that time when the teacher says, okay, lesson time now, and you got to stop and push in the work. Even on the workplace, you want to get higher, you want to get the promotion, you want to your business to bloom. If you're working with yourself, you got to ensure that you push in the work. Take that time, you know, look for opportunities. There are many people who this is a great opportunity. Children are back at school, children need snacks, children need pencils, children need stuff, and they open a business and put all of that in place so that kids can be able to access that. In other words, push in the work. Push in the work, whatever it is. If it's your business, even your personal life, in your relationships, ensure you push in the work. Otherwise, some people wake up and they're like, I don't know what happened to my marriage. I don't know what happened to my, my relationship with my siblings. We're not talking. But Did you put in effort? Did you take time to go visit? Did you take time to call, find out how you're doing? You got good friends. You haven't seen them for a while. Did you stop by? Did you drop an email? Send a text message or WhatsApp. Hi, I haven't heard from you in a while. Just checking in, just making sure you're okay. Sending up a word of prayer, pushing the work. Make sure that we put the effort in because we don't want poverty to come upon us as a bandit. We don't want things to just suddenly be like, that's it, and they're broken down to the point that they cannot be repaired. All right, that's my advice to you today. Have a marvelous Monday, and remember, God loves you and I do too. Be blessed, guys.